Welcome, and in this video I'm going to talk about some pros and cons of being an owner builder. And in the recent light of all of these off-grid channels blowing up and the rise of DIY and off-grid content, through my experience being an owner builder, I've put down some pros and cons of whether it is worth being an owner builder. Depending on which country you live in will determine whether or not you need an owner builder license to actually build on your own property. So here in Australia, you need an owner builder license to be able to build structures or livable structures on your property. A simple description of what an owner builder is that an owner builder essentially is a property owner who acts as their own general contractor to build structures and anything else that is required on site. I do want to say this is the first time on this channel that I've actually done a sit down and talk video instead of what I've been doing on my property, so I wanted to just put that out there. So I'll start with the 5 pros that I have written down from my experience so far. Is that number 1, the massive cost of savings. You can save anywhere from 15 to 25% of the total construction cost with an owner builder license, and that goes into pro number 2. It's because you have complete project control. So you are the one that oversees any design choices, material selection, and if you need to hire anybody, you have full control of that as well. Pro number 3, personal satisfaction and learning throughout the journey of building that project. It's very highly rewarding with hands-on experience throughout the project. I know personally, so far through this project, I have really appreciated being able to learn as I go, the satisfaction of ticking things off my list and being able to see the progress as it's being made. Pro number 4 I've got on my list is the design flexibility. If you want to change things throughout the project, the only person you have to consult with is probably your partner, if you have a partner at the time, but yourself. Adapting plans and making changes during the construction is entirely up to you. So I watched back the footage that I recorded for this video, and I realized in one of the pros I mentioned full customization. What I mean by that is that you have the ability to completely customize the build aesthetically to the way that you want the build within counter regulations in your state or area. I just wanted to make that clear, just so there's no miscommunications. You don't have any contractor constraints within that aspect of it. And pro number 5 is you have a higher quality of control. So this matches up with pro number 2. You have direct involvement with inspecting the materials, the workmanship, and immediately correcting issues as they arrive throughout the build. With that being said, I've got 5 cons that definitely should be considered as well alongside the pros. So the first con, the massive time constraints. Being an owner builder, it demands significant time management. With you being the contractor to the project, you are the one that is going to be affected throughout the project with fatigue, possible injuries if they may arise, and you're going to have to put a lot more time into the project. So a project that might only take 18 months to 2 years might take longer because you don't have the resources and the manpower of a contractor to do the job faster. Con number 2, the increased liability and responsibilities that come with being your own contractor, your own boss essentially. You assume all liabilities if accidents or damage occurs. Anywhere on the site, you're responsible, and that can associate with risking insurances, trips to the hospital, stuff like that. Con number 3 is the risk of costly mistakes. I know this personally, buying one product or resource, mistakenly needing the other. And in the grand scheme of things, if you're on a budget, this can definitely make the project harder, because you're gonna have to work out how to fix that problem. Without expensive construction knowledge, you are prone to errors. Con number 4 that I have on my list is the high stress and complexity of the work ahead of you. I know this for a fact. It does get stressful. Juggling around schedules, budgets, quality control, all simultaneously is very overwhelming and can definitely get to you. So in that case, I definitely recommend scheduling days where you stay home and rest, recover, and plan what comes next. And the last con I have on my list is the lack of professional expertise. Not having someone on site with the experience and the industry connections of a seasoned contractor can definitely make jobs take a lot longer, because you're having to learn as you go. That is also why, on the flip side of that, in the pros, I do enjoy learning as I go. So that one, I wanted to do a con and a pro for that, because some people don't like learning as they go. Some people prefer to be able to know ahead of time. So that is personal preference. But those are the 5 pros and cons that I have learnt while being an owner builder, and I'm only at the beginning of my project. If you've watched this far into the video, somewhere on the screen will be another video recommendation of something I've done previously, or of the time of recording this. There might be videos I upload after this, so check them out, and hopefully you can learn something along this journey with me while being an owner builder in Australia.